What's going on, everybody? Eric here for the Unlockables podcast. Story of video games, people who play them, and the memories made along the way. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and give a little bit of an update as to what has been going on in my life and what is going on with the show. It's been a hot minute since my last episode. I think I did my AI rant just before Christmas started, and my life has been kind of hectic since then. To keep things short and sweet, a couple weeks ago, my wife and I welcomed our third baby into this world, our third baby boy that we named Caleb Ashton Guess, Cash for short. He was born early, like my other two children, at 31 weeks. So like my other two children, he is spending time in the NICU. Unlike my first two children and my wife's first two pregnancies, I chose to play this one a little bit closer to the chest and not really tell everybody, all my online friends, about this one, just because it was, to be blunt and honest, this was a very shocking surprise that we ended up having this third child. It was something that was not planned. We had planned to stop at 2, but life works in mysterious ways, and we decided that we wanted to undertake the challenge and the joy of having a third child. And so Caleb was born early at 31 weeks, and he's currently in the NICU. When I shared my second son, Noah, had a similar situation where he was born at 30 weeks, was in the NICU. Everyone that I shared that news with early on was very incredibly supportive. For this third one, I just wanted to keep it a little more wrapped up, a little more not sharing it as much. But now I'm sharing it that he is here and things are well. The past month was challenging. My wife had some health issues with some high blood pressure and some preeclampsia that made the pregnancy a little bit dangerous. Something that was unexpected, and what they ended up doing was they ended up keeping her in the hospital indefinitely until she gave birth, from about right around after Christmas to when Caleb was born, like the third week of January. So for about a month, I was having to experience what it would be like to be a single dad, a single parent, a single father. Obviously, everything turned out okay. My wife's okay. Very challenging situation, very challenging set of circumstances. Much respect to everybody who's had to do the single parent thing. Incredible. And if it wasn't for my mother and my mother-in-law, it would have been a much tougher situation with work and everything. But we managed to make it work. During that time, I didn't really have much time to play video games or think about content or even really engage much at all with my Discord community or any of you online. So if you're wondering where I was, what I was dealing with, that's what was going on. Some people did reach out before. Some people did reach out after. I appreciate all of you that did reach out and gave us well wishes. It was much appreciated. A very few select group of people knew what was going on, just because when things happened, it kind of messed up recording schedules for a couple of people, and for that, I sincerely apologize. But life is more important than this. So that's what I was dealing with. And now that everybody is home, everybody is happy. Well, mom is home, my wife is home. She's doing well. She's recovering. She actually had an emergency C-section, so she's recovering. And baby will be up in the NICU for probably about a month and a half, until he can get a little bit older, retain heat, and feed it and eat out of a bottle on his own, that's how my last two kids were experts at this. At this point, it's pretty much par for the course for us. But everybody is healthy, and ultimately, out of everything that happened over this last month, that was by far the best case scenario, with how risky the pregnancy was, emergency C-section, and then baby coming early. Once again, third time baby coming early, third time baby spending time in the NICU. So just very blessed to have what could have been a very scary situation turn out to be the best possible case scenario for everyone. And my other two kids, Cam and Noah, took it like champs. They were awesome throughout the whole thing. I think they appreciated being spoiled by Grandma and Papa a little bit more than they were getting all the treats. And of course, the grandmas spoil the kids. So that's what's been going on, and it's led me to not be able to engage with you guys as much. Led me to not really be able to focus on things for the show, content I wanted to create, video games I wanted to play. And so during that time, I've been kind of thinking and reprioritizing my life and thinking about what's truly important. And all of the things I kind of have in my life are important right now. My wife is important. My kids are important. My job is important. I went from having no kids 3 years ago to having 3 kids 3 years later, essentially. So we very rapidly built our family over the last 3 years. The year before that, we got married. We've moved twice within that time frame. Finally, in October, moving into a home that we think will be our forever home and that we can comfortably raise our new family. And having my priorities kind of reshuffled in life made me think about this thing that I do with the Unlockables, and maybe kind of reflect on it just a little bit, and realize that it is a thing where I make content, for lack of a better word, for the internet to listen to, and it's an outlet for me to express my love of my hobby of playing video games, and that is very much a part of my life as well. It may not be the main priority. It may not be the most important thing or the most important focus in my life right now, but it is still something that I value very much. It's still something that has given me a lot of new, really great friends, met a lot of people that care about me and I care about them. And it's definitely not something that I want to stop doing. Over the years that the Unlockables has existed, I have found it difficult in the course of like getting married and starting my life and moving twice, new job, all the things that have happened over the course of the last several years. I have found it difficult to maintain the type of consistency that I always thought the show would have, and the type of consistency that I thought would bring success to the show in a manner that I was proud of. I have come to the realization that the Unlockables, as it is and as it exists in my life, is not and cannot be a weekly show. It is just not something that I have the ability to put out every single week. It is not something that I have the ability to play the video games at that volume that I would want to put something out every single week. It is not something that I could possibly coordinate and have interviews and have people on the show every single week in the way that I would feel is deserving of the show, the type of show I would like to have. So going forward, from this point on, for probably the indefinite future, there will not be weekly episode releases of the Unlockables. I will not have a consistent release schedule. It's just not possible. I'm not going to stop creating content, but this format of a weekly podcast with short little videos advertising it, having people on, is not sustainable given my current life circumstances. And I just have to come to terms with that, because I've seen other people's success and I have been, for lack of a better word, jealous, because it's the type of success and it's the type of consistency that I really wanted my show to have. And it's the type of community that I've wanted to build around my show. And because of the things happening in my life, I just simply haven't been able to do that. Now, that does not mean I am not like happy with the things that are happening in my life. Obviously, I have a life that I am incredibly happy with. I am incredibly lucky to have the things that I do, especially given the current circumstances of living in the United States of America in 2025, in 2026. I realize not everybody my age has a house or even has the privilege to be able to move into 2 separate houses by the time they're in their mid-30s, or be able to have afford to have a family of 3 by the time they're in their mid-30s. So I realize in that aspect, I am incredibly blessed, and I try not to have a mindset where I wish I could do more with my show, because I realize that I have achieved so much in my life over the course of the last 3-4 years. It's been an incredible journey. But this side project and the thing that I really love to do and talk about video games is just not able to exist in a format where I can put out something, prepare something every week to the level of quality that I think it deserves, that I think the listeners deserve, and that I would like to talk about video games. I feel like if I'm trying to prepare something every week, I cannot get down to the nitty-gritty. I cannot get down to the substance of the game that I want to talk to in just like a week time frame to be able to prepare that. I don't think it's realistic. And I'm not going to lie to myself and tell myself that it is, because I've kind of just been lying to myself the last couple of years and saying it is possible. And I've tried to switch up the format of the show, and I've tried separate things in the Discord to try and get like more community engagement. Like I was trying to do like the classroom thing with like stickers and stars and all that stuff. And that just never panned out, and it kind of fell apart because my life just got so chaotic so quickly. And that was the reason that I never returned or updated that. And I really do appreciate people that offered recorded responses to episodes when I asked for them over that kind of fall season of content that I did. It really did mean a lot to me. It's just not something that I'm able to carry on going forward. I really just have to kind of strip everything down to the bare bones basics of what I am able to accomplish in my current lifestyle. And right now, the Unlockables is still something that's part of my lifestyle, but it is currently the thing that is on the rung of least importance in the ladder of my priorities for my life. It's got to come down to my family, my wife and kids, and I have to keep my job because I have to provide for 4 people, provide health insurance, provide food, provide money for all the things that they're going to need growing up. That's just reality. That's just the fact. When you have a child, when you have children, when you decide to spend your life with somebody and have children and start a family like that, you can no longer prioritize you or your partner's needs above everything else. When the kids are born into this world, you prioritize them over everything else. So weekly episodes won't happen anymore because I found that the weekly episode format doesn't really allow me to explore fully the depths of the games in the way that I want to explore them. It takes me some time sitting on a game and thinking about it and ruminating on it to really extract like my core feelings and what I feel about it. And the whenever I play a video game, I try to take something away. I try to take a little piece of that game away and bring it with me, if that makes sense, and bring it forward in my life. So I'm not really looking to like play a game as an experience for just like to talk about it on a show for 1 week and then like move on from it. I'm really trying to like sit in the games that I play and ruminate in them and make them more a part of the experience of my life rather than just this treadmill of like, this is a game that I play that I can put into a content format that I can put out for next week's thing and then just move on from it. And I think that is consistent with how I've also been trying to be in my life, because I'm trying to really be more present in moments as I feel the years passing faster and faster. And I know that's just a product of like this information age that we live in and how we're constantly bombarded with, you know, like information and social media and TikToks and the internet and all this stuff. And we spend every down moment that we have like looking at a reel or consuming some content that was put out there, having to constantly be on this content treadmill. And my son, my firstborn son, Cameron, is going to be 2 at the end of this month. And I almost can't believe it. I blinked and he's about to be 2. It feels like the time is being slowly stolen away at a faster pace than I think I realize. And I'm coming to the realization that all of like these distractions of things, of this treadmill of the internet trying to suck up our attention is just, it's making time move faster than I like it. And when I look at the weekly release schedule of podcasts, I feel trepidation and anxiety, and I feel like it's moving too fast. I don't want to just move on to the next game for the next week. I don't want to just like move on to the next episode for the next week. I want to put out something that I've put a lot of thought into and that has real staying power. And it takes me time to do that. And it's for this kind of existential reason that I feel the unstoppable passage of time moving faster and faster, that I'm really trying to reduce my consumption of social media, reduce my just overall screen time, whether it's being on a computer, whether it's being on my phone. I mean, my job is to sit at my desk at a computer all day. I'm marketing and essentially do what I do for the show, just professionally. And the last thing I want to do after I come home from a long day is have to like get on and post videos and interact in Discord servers when I could be laying there on the floor letting my kids like crawl over me and spending like really quality time that I'm gonna remember with them, rather than just like endlessly scrolling on the rectangle of infinite sadness to see like what the next funny 30-second clip is so I can get my momentary hit of dopamine and then move on to the next thing. I really need to be more present, and being more present means being more present in every aspect of my life, because ever since I've started this content creation journey, which again, I hate content creation, but it's just like the only word I can like get out of my brain right now because there's a lot of emotions running through. It's just such a rat race to like move on to the next thing quickly, and I just don't want to do that anymore. It's tiring, it's exhausting. The speed at which the information flows at us every day is just incredibly anxiety reducing. And not knocking anybody that does it, it takes an incredible amount of dedication and discipline and hard work to pull off putting out a show weekly or bi-weekly or however many episodes, whatever you put out across a week or however much time. It requires an incredible amount of discipline. It's just I'm not in a point in my life where I'm willing to run on that treadmill anymore. I'm not willing to do it. I can't do it. I'm taking TikTok off of my phone. I'm spending less time online. When I am spending time with people, I don't want to do it in massive Discord servers with hundreds of people. Like, I love you guys a lot. I really, really do. Having internet friends like you guys has been like the coolest fucking thing. And some of you are the most wonderful people that I've ever had the pleasure of like meeting and getting to know. And it's really just like increased my appreciation for like how many different people are out there from different walks of life, and hearing their stories and getting to talk to them. And the thing that really binds us all is this incredible medium of art and expression that we all play and we all experience, and we all come together and like talk about what our favorite things about this are. That's been such an incredible experience. But I after being in an office environment all day and being online and trying to get people to buy stuff and putting out like what I call the content, which is what it is. I'm putting out advertising for people to interact with my company and buy things. I do not want to come home and spend like 3 hours in a Discord server. Like I just don't want to do it. And that leads me to another thing that I think I feel the most uncomfortable about this aspect of creation is I really enjoy the things that I do. I really enjoy the work that I've put into things and the way that I think and the way that I talk. And people have been really nice and said really nice things about me and told me that my stuff is really great and that I'm one of the best speakers in the community, and that people have made really nice comments that I don't believe them because I think they're lying, because I think they're just being nice to me because they feel sorry for me. And that's a problem with my stuff that I have to work on. And number two, I want people to like listen to the things I put out, and I hope it contributes to a more positive conversation around the medium of video games, because the conversation is just so bad over large swaths of the internet. And I don't I'm kind of trapped because I want to put this stuff out and I want people to hear it because I think I have a voice and I think I have things to say about games, and I think I can contribute to a more positive conversation about this thing that I love so much. But at the same time, I don't want to like build a platform with like me, the person at its center, which I know is kind of a big thing about it, right? It's like you have to enjoy listening to the person that is producing the thing. They have to be able to speak well. You have to be able to enjoy listening to them, talking to them, all that stuff. That's kind of part of it, but I don't really like feel comfortable with being at like the middle of a thing that's like, if it like does become popular and then people are like, I don't know. It doesn't, the idea of like having a Discord server around like my thing to this day, like still gives me anxiety. My Discord server is not even big. It's got like 40 people in it maybe. And like other people's have got like 300 people in it, like 100 people or like whatever. It's like, I don't know. Like the idea of like building that around me as the center, around me as like the thing that you consume is the thing that I put out. And that's the thing that you're in my Discord server for. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't really like it. Discord servers in general give me a huge amount of anxiety because like most of the day I'm not able to interact with the Discord server. And then when I come back, I see like the 40 Discord servers that I'm in and they all have the little white dots by it. And I just have so much fucking anxiety when I open it to talk to anybody and see those white dots because I'm just like, I've missed like hundreds of conversations happening across like all these different Discord servers. And it's like, where do I jump in? What do I say? Like, and I'm home with my kids. Like, I don't want to spend the time after work to just, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I love messaging people. Like, people know if you message me, like, I'll talk your ear off for days if you message me about stuff. Doing it in the Discord setting, like doing it in my own Discord, I don't know. I don't like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't think I'm anything particularly special. I'm certainly not worthy of building a community around myself. I don't feel worthy of that. I just want to put out things that I feel are positive conversations about video games and have people listen to them. And then maybe they think of a game that I talk about in a little bit different way. Maybe it increases their appreciation of whatever game I'm talking about a little bit. Or maybe it does like encourage them to like reach out to me and start talking to me. And maybe I have a way of thinking about games or thinking about something that somebody hasn't thought about before. And maybe just by talking about games the way I do as my genuine self, it'll encourage people to like talk about games in a more positive light and like not just be dicks and haters, which is like what most of the algorithm pushes out there for people to see is just the stupid rage bait stuff. So that's kind of some of my anxieties. I don't know if it made sense. I don't know if you think maybe I come off sounding as like selfish or like flippant or like dismissive. I've loved meeting all of you guys. It's been incredible. I plan to maintain my friendships with all of you for many more years to come. I don't plan on stopping creating with you guys. If you ask me to come on your shows, I definitely still will. I'm an easy ask. I'm an easy yes. All I'm going to tell you is that it's got to be a little bit later because I got to put my kids down to sleep. That's going to be the only thing. And if you're down for that, I will more than happily stay up late and come on your show and talk about whatever it is you want me to talk about that you think I am worthy of coming on and talking about. I will definitely be guesting more than I will be asking people to come on and do stuff with me, just because that's the nature of the beast. And I love coming on other people's shows. It's like, it's so much fun. Like it's really, really cool. It's also selfish too, because I'm like, I get to come on and talk about video games and I don't have to do any of the editing stuff afterwards. It's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, that's just kind of where I am in my life right now. I will tell you that the way I am going to do content moving forward is going to be longer, more thought out, long form stuff. Before all of this happened, I put out my one YouTube video for the year, and it was on my first playthrough of Chrono Trigger for its 30th anniversary. And that was a video that I had scripted for most of the year, revised, and I recorded it. I put it all together with video, and I released it. And much to my surprise, it is so far the most successful piece of singular content I have ever like produced and put out. And it got, at least for me, a lot of likes and a lot of views on YouTube and a lot of positive comments, and a lot of, when the comments weren't overly positive, they at least were like criticism that was constructive, not just like being rage bait criticism or just being dicks for the sake of being dicks. And that video connected me with a lot of people and made me see the potential of perhaps doing more long form content like that. So for right now, that is the format which my content is going to take. I'm working on a couple more written pieces that I'm going to be doing more video essays on for certain things. I'm hoping to at least maybe get out a handful of videos this year to see if that's even sustainable. Yeah, I just think that's the road for me right now. To do a weekly thing, or even like a bi-weekly thing, or even any kind of consistent podcast thing by myself right now is just not feasible. If I did it with somebody, if I had a partner or somebody, if I was doing a show with 2 or 3 other people that I could share and split duties with, would be more feasible. Potentially, maybe in the future, if that's a door that opens, that would be something that I could do, produce something on a more weekly basis if I had people to help do it with, I guess. Right now, that just doesn't seem like it's in the cards. So I have to think, what is the best way to deliver my opinions and my voice about the games that I play in a format that to me is more meaningful than just throwing something out there every week, because I feel the pressure to throw something out there every single week. And doing that Chrono Trigger video was a challenge that I really enjoyed, because it touched on so many different pieces of creativity, from writing the script to recording it to editing it and then editing that into a video. All of that is an artistic journey and touches on more than just recording your voice and putting it on a podcast. And I found that I really enjoyed writing, and it was something that I wanted to get better at. So doing an essay that I can record and put video over and put it on YouTube was something that I enjoyed more than I thought I would. And the reason I started podcasting in the first place is because I didn't want to spend like a month on one single YouTube video. I wanted to like put out, I figured a podcast would be easier to put out content wise. But much to my, and I think it's because I had this model in my mind that I had to put something out every single week. And I think I finally got to the point with the birth of my third kid and thinking about my life and thinking about everything, that I have broken free from this equivalence in my mind where I'm thinking, to be successful or to be a real podcast, I have to have something every single week. I have to have something new every single week. And that's how I would like define success. And whenever I wasn't doing that, I was like really sad, really upset about it when I wasn't able to have the time to get it to that point. And there were points when I would get ahead and I would have like 10 episodes in the bank, and then my life would just hit, something happened, and then they'd catch up and I'd just be demoralized because I would get behind again. But I think I've grown enough to the point where I can like define success on my own terms, and I will be defining that success by my pride in the things that I put out. And I just think it's feasible for me to work on one singular thing over a longer period of time and make that one thing really, really good, versus trying to put out 4 or 5 things every single month, if that makes sense. So that's going to be the state of the show going forward. You will not have podcast updates every single week from me anymore. The podcast is not dying. If anything, the podcast will be supplementary to the YouTube stuff that I'm going to be putting out. So my thought was, if I do a YouTube essay on a specific game, I felt like I could then do a supplemental podcast episode with a guest on that game, where it's kind of more of like a free-form discussion. It's not a hard, strict written essay where it's just like the specific things I want to hit. It can kind of be a supplement to that episode, where at the end of the episode I can go, hey, I recorded a podcast episode with a fellow creator on this. If you want to hear more discussion on this episode, go check out the podcast. So the podcast would be supplementary and supportive of the essays that I am working on and producing on YouTube. That would probably be the move. So I'll probably do that. And in terms of the games and stuff I'll talk about, I'm probably going to stick with talking about what I love most. I'm going to go back to, I've already been back at writing some Kingdom Hearts stuff. So I lied at the end of Guiding Keys when I said that I wasn't going to talk about Kingdom Hearts anymore until Kingdom Hearts 4 came out. That might never be. Who knows what's going on at Square Enix. We'll see about that. But I can't quit. It's like a drug. I have more things that I want to talk about for Kingdom Hearts, and I think the best way to do that is in a YouTube essay format. I want to talk about Final Fantasy. I love talking about RPGs. And then I'm just going to kind of come up with topics as I think about video games, and at whatever like kind of comes up in my brain that I think would make a good video. I'm starting a list. I'm like outlining multiple scripts at once, just so I have capture those ideas and have them for the potential future. I think that's the best way to do it. And again, it's like this alleviates the pressure of like this weekly thing. It alleviates the pressure of, oh my God, I have to play enough video games so I have enough stuff to talk about. You know, everyone makes a great point of pride to like report on all of the stuff that they play and consume over the year. And then we get to the end of the year and it's like, oh, I played 60 games this year. I played 40 games this year. I still track all the stuff that I do and play on, I'm backlogged. I have lists and stuff on there, but I'm not doing like this rat race anymore where it's just like, I have to play like 60 things a year. I'm not doing that. I am taking time to like sit and think about the games and sit with me a little bit more, play them at a little bit slower of a pace. This month I played the first Final Fantasy for the first time. I'm actually doing a second playthrough of it back to back, and I'm like not moving off that game till I've like sat with it, play with it, experienced it a little bit more, because I think just a single one-time playthrough and then throwing an episode out on the feed about it is just not, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't fit the direction that I want my creative work to go, if that makes any sense. So I will also, this was a decision I've made much more recently too. If you discovered the show on TikTok, I'm getting off of TikTok. I need to remove the apps from my phone that just like drain my attention away from everything. So I will be getting off of TikTok. My primary platforms I'm going to be posting stuff on are YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. And then I'll use my Discord to keep everybody updated as to like what is going on. And if there are opportunities to come on and have a discussion for a supplemental podcast episode, I will post those in the Discord if everybody is interested, and I'll give people opportunity to come on and talk about those games on my show. And, you know, maybe if I can get a little bit of growing on the YouTube side, then that exposes the people that come on to the podcast episodes to potentially bigger audience. So it's win-win. I get to have incredible people on my show, and those people get to pitch their stuff to a potential new audience. We'll see how that goes. But as for now, I rambled way longer than I expected to. I appreciate all of you. I hope you are doing well going into 2026. I know that things in the country, things in the world are pretty anxiety inducing right now. There's a lot of things being thrown at us. There is a lot going on that I won't get into right now. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxious, please reach out to me. I can talk to you. Believe me, I've been going through it, so I've had some time to steel myself. If you have anything you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'm still listening to all the stuff that you guys put out, all the people in my community. I love that you guys put out so much. Like the stuff that you guys have put out truly has gotten me through an absolute emotion of a roller coaster of emotions the last month. As you can tell, I'm not as composed as I normally feel like I am. And this episode's going to have some long gaps and stuff, but I don't really care. But best way to check out everything that's going on, linktr.ee/unlockables podcast. The Discord will be at where I offer the most updates for most of my stuff. So if you want to join that, link should be in there. Definitely follow on Blue Sky on Instagram. And if you could, subscribe on YouTube, because that's where the bulk of the content is going to be coming from. Thank you guys, as always. I love all you guys very, very much. Oh, it's still a privilege to have found all of you and call you all friends. And people have reached out and continually said nice things and checked on me to make sure I was okay. And that meant that, even if it was just a quick message, meant the absolute world. I will be trying to like re-enter some semblance of like social communication over the next couple of weeks, because I kind of have been MIA more than I usually am. So yeah, please go and check out the link tree, and thank you guys so much. I'm really excited to show you guys what I'm gonna do next. Take it easy.